You know what I'm saying? We good, man. We good to go.
Okay, man, Voch, I wish they could hear our backstage convos, man. That they got to pay for that.
Got to pay for it. Cost money. Cost money first. Cost money.
Hey, I it be so many gems, man.
Yeah.
People don't understand this. Like when me and brother Voch get up, it
Yeah.
be life going on. Like y'all would be surprised how little football we talk.
Right.
Voch ain't he not a super big text. It normally be me texting about paragraphs when they irritate me. And Voch hit me with like one thing first, a fuss. You know what? You right, but think about this. And I say, dang, you know what? Voch, you right. I hate when you do that to me. What's up, homie? That's a fact.
They don't exist. They don't exist, dog. You be up here. Look, man. Sometimes when it's time to talk, we can talk, man. But you go, Voch, these Washington football Wizards fans that made me mad. I'm like, man, look who you talking about. Like, look, Voch, the skins, about these skins, man, made me mad. Like, dog, they don't exist. You just in the DMV, but they ain't got the Sam. Come on, man. Sam Allen ain't doing that.
Hey, bro, it's so crazy because it's like before you know it, bro, we didn't talk for about 30 minutes. Hey, Voch, you know we do gotta go live. Voch,
yeah, man.
It's kind of crazy seeing things turn.
Mm-hmm.
Today I want to get right into this offensive 360, right?
Yep.
And really what's happened. And we see this happen a lot in Cowboys Nation. It happened in the draft when we drafted Micah Parsons. It was I don't want that pick. And he turned to be an all-pro. It happened when we drafted Tyler Smith. I don't know. Now, when we drafted CeeDee Lamb, Voch, you did a backflip.
Yep.
Because you knew what he would be. And then it's funny. It's just if you give it time, all of what we say will end up coming true. You just gotta give it time. You gotta stay patient because I'll never forget Voch saying, you know, I would take CeeDee Lamb over AJ Brown, and then we gave it time. And I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yep.
Voch is looking really smart.
Appreciate you.
No, I mean,
not even me being smart.
Can you talk about that take? Because people try to use that against you.
By the whole Lamb thing, right? The Brown thing, AJ Brown. Yeah. So listen, AJ Brown at the time. So context is so important.
It is.
Context so important. People, especially Eagles fans, really, they see the clip and they just see an angry Cowboy fan talking to Eagles fan. But basically, I mean,
you're more than a fan, Voch. You're a content creator and you watch a lot of film. Your eyes bleed with film. They got to stop doing that.
I get paid a lot more than they do to do this, but I ain't gotta
get. They don't want to hear that part because
I say humble. I say humble and grateful. But my whole thing though, Foots, at the time, Jalen Hurts was a quarterback that Eagles fans was talking about pushing off a bridge.
They forget that.
And at the time, AJ Brown was like a regular 1,000-yard receiver, and the year before that, he was like 800-yard receiver. So they was like, right, Voch, but he developed into whatever. And I'm like, that's my point, right? So at the time, you know, you was a regular 1,000-yard receiver with Tannehill. They were saying, right, but wait till he get a passer. At the time, Jalen Hurts wasn't a passer. You know what I mean? So my projection was you get this developing quarterback that's not a passer, and you get a receiver that need a passer. I didn't see how that was going to, how that was going to change the culture. They ended up proving me wrong. They've done some great things over there, but at the time when I made the clip, I wasn't wrong at all. And CeeDee Lamb's still better.
Lamb is better.
CeeDee Lamb's definitely better. It's so I ain't wrong. They just in their feelings about it. But at the end of the day, though, Foots the King, this is what helps me sleep at night. They really think they be getting at me. I be chilling because if I go to their Twitter and repost every time they said Dak was trash and Dak did some evil shit to them,
we'll get into it.
That'd be wrong every time. But I ain't gonna.
We don't. People gotta understand this, and I battle probably way more than Voch on Twitter. And if you follow me, follow at your own risk. I don't follow a lot of people. Voch gonna hit you with one jab. I'm coming down like the Russians came down on Denzel. And
don't get fired. Okay, cool. Train day.
Train day.
Don't get fired.
Oh no.
Fictional movie, yeah, like they did in that fictional movie. Got you. Not the real shit that's happening in Russia. Got.
So, you know, when it comes to me, I'm petty like that. And trust me, believe me, all those Jalen Hurts better than Dak. You're talking to somebody who's very hard on Dak Prescott.
Sure.
But I'm looking at some numbers, and we talking about the first 5 games.
You tough on
Versus,
that. You've been
I'm
trying
tough
to
on
move. You've
that.
been trying to move on from that.
I've been trying to push Dak off a bridge, but
Yeah,
I see a quarterback is like, dog. He got full command of this offense, and
sure,
we talked about it offline. I don't want to bury this lead, Voch. We're gonna really
sure.
get into it, but like, dog, team's in trouble.
Yeah,
They in big trouble. But I don't think that Jalen Hurts is a better passer than Dak. This isn't a homer in me. I really don't think that he's a better passer than Dak. We've now seen the Josh Allen situation with his 71 picks since he's been in the league. That's
right.
2 more years. Him and Dak have the same amount of picks, but Josh Allen's been in the league 2 less years than Dak. So
Right.
he's a turnover machine, and Dak has 1 bad year. And it's like Dak is, he's falling down the ranks. Well, no, he hasn't, because no other quarterback will be able to move this offense. And kind of the shift and that's what we're going to talk about today, Voch.
Mhm.
The shift that Mike McCarthy has made from the first 5 weeks to now is incredible.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah.
it's incredible. And I got some numbers to back it up. But Voch, for just on a surface level, what have you seen? You watch a lot of film, probably more than everybody on this chat.
Yeah.
Just what have you seen schematically from weeks 1 through 5
Sure.
to now that you say this offense is figuring things out and it's only going to get worse for teams?
Well, week 1 through 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
NFL used a lot of concepts that these college teams use, spread offense and things like that. But just because you have room on the field doesn't mean you always use it.
Right.
You can run spread type concepts, but you still have to actively apply them. For example, Fuster King, if you ever see how Miami will condense a formation, right? They'll have everybody inside the numbers. Right. Well, they're using that to have more room to work outside from the last guy to the sideline, right? Or you can just spread all your dudes out. You'll have 2 guys outside the numbers, 2 guys around the hashes. Then that gives you kind of more room. The Cowboys wasn't doing none of that. The Cowboys wasn't doing none of that. It was just very vanilla. We'll run our slants, we'll run our hitches, and we'll just live and die by that. Right. Now we kind of got away with a lot of it for some just navigating my water on camera here.
Hey, we was talking about it.
We got away with a lot of that stuff because our defense was like smoking people, right? But when it was time for the offense to really step up and do something, think about the San Francisco game, Fuss. And this gives me a lot of confidence to run into San Francisco again. You can't run into a defense like that and the offense on the other side. Talking about San Fran's offense and defense, right? You can't run into those boys with the typical dragon concept, right? Flat slants or slant flat, right? No. You because it's too basic for them, right? Or you can't just run sluggos and not set them up. You just can't run hitches and just stop routes and shit like that. You don't really get them off of their heels, right? If all of your routes are at 8 to 10, then they just got to sit down at 8 to 10, and that's where you compete.
I got a stat. We didn't talk about this, and I got a stat.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk about what you talk about.
You look at your offense now. It's a lot more guys on the move pre-snap. It's a lot more guys on the move post snap. It ain't just we running curls, like we running across the field. I can give Mike McCarthy credit for this. When we do tighten down formations, we're trying to get wide. If we widen out, we're trying to work something inside, right? Yeah. And if he sees something works well against us, then we'll try it. If we play against a team that pins and pulls us and it works pretty well, we're gonna start pinning and pulling. San Francisco does a little thing to where they don't really block the down lineman. They don't do a whole bunch of combo duo block, and they'll just hat the down guy, but they'll immediately climb to the linebacker just to make sure that they got linebacker block, and they'll work outside. I've seen Mike McCarthy take some of that. And the one thing that we saw, especially last week, and I ain't gonna ramble too long because I know you got something over there, is if you're gonna beat Gilmore, it's gonna be with somebody faster than him, and it's gonna be crossing the field. Faster than Gilmore, crossing the field. It's hard to carry wide receivers across the field, especially when you have a deficiency at speed. Well, Mike McCarthy said, well, we got to do Brandon Cooks that's faster than all these hoes. And it seems like all the big plays from Brandon Cooks last week was him crossing the damn field. So
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy as a play caller is getting better every single week, but Mike McCarthy as a head coach is doing some elite shit for us, the King. Because Jason Garrett would just keep banging his head against the wall and just going, all right, bro, we just gonna figure out this run game if it kills. We just gonna keep doing this. Mike McCarthy saying, hey man, XYZ is not working. We were gonna be a run heavy team that was gonna be safe with the football, that was gonna lean on defense. Our defense, Trey Diggs getting hurt was way bigger than we thought. Right. Yep. So our defense, which is still a top tier elite defense, by the way, it's just not as crazy as what it would have been. We have problems on defense now. We're a passing offense. We're still trying to figure run game out, but at least we're an offense that's going up and not staying stagnant or getting worse.
Whew, man. And you know what's so crazy and it's almost scary is we didn't talk about any of this pre-show.
No, we were talking about water and
ashwagandha. We were talking about water, health, and sea moss. Hey,
we weren't talking about.
Can we give a hand clap for anybody drinking sea moss in the chat? Look at this beautiful skin. Look at Voch's beautiful skin. We staying healthy over here, dog. Stop playing so much. Shout out to everybody in the chat. My best friend,
little sea moss in there.
He ain't playing, man. Shout out to 2i, Raymond, Dirk. What up, Dirk? Listen, we're going to have a party tonight because there's the truth about it. Voch just said curls at 10, stops at 10. It almost looked like Mike, and I told Voch this a lot. Mike, you're calling the offense not to throw interceptions. You can't let Dak Prescott play football like that. Yeah. I just don't think he hasn't played that way since Mississippi State. He just doesn't. You got to let him play. If he throws an interception, listen, that interception he threw against the Giants, hey, Dak, be better. I could care less.
Now, Foots, let me just tell you something. Let me just tell you this journey that I've been with you on this take, right? Yeah. I normally don't fool with Cowboys doing this for real, right? Because Dak was a character that didn't go downfield too much. Then Dak got really good at going downfield. And then like the whole turnover thing happened. It was like, all right, I kind of want Dak to take what the defense give him. Then Dak started taking what the defense give him. And then look, I remember Cowboy fans saying this, like, hey man, we got to throw the ball deep just one time to keep the defense honest, just to stretch the field. I don't even care if it's an interception. I'll let Dak throw an intercept. He just got to stretch the defense. Dak led the league in picks in 9 games. Now we got to condense it down, and now we right back to West Coast, take what the defense give us. But Foots, I agree with you. If Dak Prescott throws an interception, let's just say the game don't matter.
I don't care.
Throw a pick, but I get 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a damn rushing. I'll take that.
Come on,
I take a pick.
We going to Sizzlers. Like what we talk about.
But Foots, watch this though, right? Is that just general philosophy, or is that Mike McCarthy saying, "Hey man, this whole short shit ain't gonna work. This air yards travel last in the league ass offense ain't gonna work, dog. We gotta push downfield." Is that Mike McCarthy submitting to the idea that we got to be a little more dangerous, but it's paying dividends to be dangerous?
Voch, it's 100%. It's 100% Mike McCarthy doing the anti-Jason Garrett thing and saying, "Dog, I'm going to do a self-scout, and right now the offense looks stagnant. It looks very 1999, but the problem is the athletes are better now than they were in 1999. So even the Giants game where you won 40-0, the offense didn't look good. Why? Quick, 3-step ball out. But it's like, hey, you do realize these linebackers can now sit on some of that stuff. Yeah. Fred Warner is going to rob you. Per next-gen stats, dog. Up to the San Francisco game, Voch. And after the San Francisco game, Dak only had 13 passes of 10 air yards.
Stupid.
He probably got 13 of that last week.
He had 12.
He's right. Come on, bro. Gems. Come on, Mike McCarthy in the bye week. And listen, there's still a lot of West Coast principles in this offense. Mm-hmm. But I think what's happened now is 88, and I wrote this down. Okay. Yeah. 88. I just wrote down 88. And then you know what else I wrote down? Yeah. Giants targets. Let's talk about target share for a second, Voch.
I love target this. Come on.
Giants in the first game, 4 for 4, 77 yards. Not enough. X by that. Okay.
Come on, Foot.
Jets game.
Talking about I said Foot.
CD.
Lamb had 4 targets.
4 targets. When you look back at this, you're gonna be like, Mike.
I can't even fathom it now.
Mike, hey, Mike.
Need 20. You need 20 targets now.
Listen, Voch, and this is what bothers me about Eagles fans because you guys aren't using context. Now, some of that is it's a blowout game. I get it. But now we bring y'all fire. So use this.
We just
Use this.
out. Yeah.
Use this. When we did, but he
Yeah.
had his targets and he needed
his targets.
Okay.
Yep.
Jets game. Good on the target share. 13 targets, 143 yards, and that was a blowout.
Yeah.
But now this is where things got really goofy. Okay. 7 targets against Arizona, not enough. 53 yards, not enough. New England, it was a blowout. Still not enough. 6 targets, 4 for 6, 36, not enough. And in San Fran, it just came to a head because what happened was, and schematically, okay, that's only 5 targets, 49 yards. Schematically, you just camped CD in the slot. So what you did was you tried to copy and paste a lot of what Kellen did. And what happened was this, Scott, Voch. Hopefully Scott's watching. That's my dog. He probably is.
I do it all the time. I call you Scott. I call people Scott all the time.
Yeah. Anybody on the round table, including Joe Rod. Hey, my girl's in here. Listen, the truth is this, right? He copied and pasted, and the slot argument really bothers me, and we'll get to that later. But he copied and pasted, and then what happened? What happened, Voch? The Niners said, "Well, we'll just rob you with Fred Warner," and that's what they did. And then you only have Gallup, who can't separate right now,
and Mike went right back to what he know. Slants and flats.
Hey, he said, "You know what? Things getting sticky. We going on 20.
You get punched in the mouth and go right back to what you know." Mike McCarthy made me sick in San Francisco. But if we see him again,
this what he did. Voch, he said, slant, flat, little snag. Maybe we'll throw a corner on top. Fred said, "Man, they ain't throwing a Brandon Cooks. Let me go ahead and rob CeeDee Lamb." They're not, and that's what he did. And so the problem with that is there was no creativity. Now let's look at the last 4 games, and this is a match. Really, people to me don't really understand. His CeeDee Lamb's best game was the Chargers game. It as much as I love Philly, the Chargers game, because it was a perfect strike. Dog, it was a perfect match. 7 for 7, 117, and then it was like, oh crap. I do have the best athlete on the field. I can actually use him as such on the outside and in the inside. The Rams 158, 14 targets, look about right. And then Philly, I think the Philly game was like Mike McCarthy having a come to God moment, saying,
"That's what I think it is, Fliss. That's what
he had a come to God moment and said,
let me tell you something.
There's nobody on the field that can run with 88.
Correct.
I'm done.
I do a lot of shit on YouTube because I don't want to go back to the hood, dog. Just wait, that ain't there we go. Because I don't want to go back to the hood, Fliss. I don't want to go back.
Hey, Sky, if you want to jump in, come on now. You got an invite.
Sky been working since 6 in the morning. He's gonna sit his ass down. So what? Sky, don't click. Listen, Fliss, let me tell you something. A lot of the work I do is because I don't want to go back to the hood, dog. I just we just do.
I won't go back.
Never. We just do different things, Fliss. Let me tell you something about Mike McCarthy, and we didn't notice it at the time. When Mike McCarthy admitted to everybody on camera he lied to Jerry Jones because he wanted the job. Hey, man, I just need the job, dog. Real talk. That should have let us know that he's willing to do whatever it takes to stay employed. Because we ain't think of it. We thought Mike was a piece of shit. You're gonna lie to everybody and then admit that you lied to get the job. I've been studying analytics and everything. That was a lie. But Foots, Mike McCarthy has shown us. He'll throw his playbook out.
I love it.
Before he go back to the block. Foots, hold on, Foots.
I ain't going outside.
Foots, Mike McCarthy showing us. Look, Kellen wasn't all that wrong. Kellen had some situational wrongs. You know what I mean? Kellen didn't have the nuance of a 20-year play caller. But Mike McCarthy is basically telling us, hey, dog, I'll say I was wrong by Kellen before I go back to the block, bro. Basically. Basically. And Mike McCarthy don't care about, the rules here. He's like, look, bro, I'm gonna throw it. I'm going by old football rules, Foots. What's the old football rules? I'm gonna do this till you stop it. I'm gonna do this till you stop it. And when you think about stopping, look, Schottenheimer said this last week. He said this Tuesday. He said, man, look, CD gonna get doubled. But it's still ways we can get CD the ball when he doubled. That gives you the insight on what they thinking for real. Like there's a place we can throw the ball even when CD's double. That should let you know they trying to spam CD Lamb. Mike McCarthy saying, "Hey, bro, getting the ball to Brandon Cooks ain't a bad idea." Man, I'll tell you I'm wrong about Michael Gallup before I go back to the hood. Foots, we've been doing this cowboy thing for a long time, Foots, and we'll see the dude making more money keep playing just because he making more money.
Right.
Michael Gallup, them snaps went down. Them snaps went down.
Rightfully so.
And we see these young dudes getting involved. Mike McCarthy said, "Hey man, Gallup should be fine, but at this point in the season, he'll tell you he was wrong about. He ain't gonna say it. I was wrong about Michael Gallup before I go back to the block. Let me get Lamb involved. Let me get Cooks involved. Let me get. I was wrong about Schoonmaker, bro. Schoon ain't ready. But I'll make Jake Ferguson tight end 1 before I go back to the block. And we just gonna have to be wrong about Schoon.
You got a great point. You just hit a point about Jake.
And Mike McCarthy will correct his mistakes. That's elite head coach shit. He been coaching with what's the bull? Tom Sula. He been best friends with Tom Sula for years. He was like, man, this shit ain't gonna work.
Nah, this ain't it.
Mike Nolan and them boys, man. He's like, man, I don't know, cuz. Bro, just Mike McCarthy deserves that credit as a top tier head coach. Talk about what you got up here for us. Come on, what you got here? Let me know.
No, man. We talking ball, man. This what we do. So, Voch, weeks 1 through 5, the EPA per dropback was terrible. And this goes to your point about, I think what had to happen is, and you brought up a great point about Ferguson. You cannot tell me in meetings, and Schottenheimer said it, they had to say, okay, Dak, I know, because one thing about Dak, and I talked to Tua about this off the record. One thing about Dak is this is really how solid of a quarterback he is, and it makes me appreciate him, especially when you watch. It's been bad quarterback playing. Offense is down in the league this year, Voch.
Yeah.
One thing about Dak is, if you're open, you're going to get the football. If you're doing your job, he's going 1 to 2 to 3. Ball out, snap. 1's not there. 2, you better be ready. The problem is the play design. It was very, again, your first year with the Chiefs when you were the quarterback coach, Mike. Your first year with Aaron Rodgers, where you're just trying to play safe because you went anti-interception. Dog, Dak can press the ball downfield. It was very run, play action, over, post, like a levels concept. But it was like, dog, what happened? You see how much they're spamming 5 wide now, Voch?
Yeah.
They're spamming it. It's like, well, now, okay, we can press the ball because we have guys. Even it was a play that I put on Twitter. I didn't even like the spacing, but I loved the levels, and I loved how fast they attacked each level using Brandon Cooks to keep that safety's eyes to just sneak CD Lamb in the third. Those things. Yeah. Push motion. But this early on, even though you were winning games, right? This is what it was. And now you see an offense that I think when we win to Philly, the truth is us who watch film, Voch, we said, we know that we can beat that team. Yeah. I don't think that, I'll be honest, I don't know if there were Cowboys players who thought they could play with the Eagles the way that they did. Just went to the Super Bowl. They didn't know. I don't think they knew, first of all, how well the line will hold up. And I know Terrence Steele didn't play well, but Tyler Smith played great. And I don't know if they knew just how much they could attack that Philly secondary. You can't tell me that this Cowboys team is confident and is rolling the right way. You got anything to add on that one, Voch?
I think some of the veterans are pretty confident in what they can do to Philly because their whole life of being a Cowboy, all they've done is beat the shit out of Philly. Assuming Dak is healthy. Now, if you want to talk about, I will say that Mike McCarthy's been caught with some coaching jitters here and there. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And not even like, man, I don't think Dak lose a wink of sleep. Even going to Philly, like going to the link. I don't think he lose a wink of sleep. But I do think when you have so much turnover with your coaches and stuff, new scheme, and y'all constantly trying to, not go back to the hood every single week, and y'all trying to make the adjustments here. And like, hey man, I know we need to get Cooks involved, but how do we get Cooks involved? It's always questions like that. And Dan will tell you like shit. Sometimes he has ideas, but if it don't look great in practice, he don't want to do it. You know what I mean? It's always something like that. So I think sometimes these coaches can get in their own mind, but the players, I think the players 100% felt like they can roll up and beat the shot of Philly. And they almost beat the shot of Philly. But circumstances, dog. Circumstances. We'll see him again. In Dallas and whoop him. But go ahead.
Yeah, and just last little graphic I was reading some today, and it was just talking about Dak's EPA and just the offense's EPA moving forward. And even with him taking a few sacks, I know the Chargers game early on, the Rams game early on, the sack numbers were high. The offense is still pressing teams. It's still the offense is now attacking team versus playing, oh, let's play it for our defense. Let's play into our defense's hands.
Sure.
Well, there's going to be some games where you just can't do that. And like I've told people about Philly, and we've been on the other side of this, Voch, where we've had a high-powered offense early on, right?
Sure.
But our secondary, Scandrick, Mike Jenkins, guys like that who just can't hold up. The problem with that is that will lose you games in the playoffs. And this is what I try to explain to Philly fans. Like, at a point, your offense just ain't going to have it.
Yeah.
And when you have guys out there who can't cover, I'm telling you now, you're going to lose a big game. Shout out to everybody in the chat box, man. We lit, Voch. We almost got 400 people in this zone. This zone went up on a Wednesday. God.
Hey, man, that's what we do.
This is what we do, man. We got a super chat here. Keep the super chats coming. Make sure we get the lights going. Sharing some poker winning. Thank you just for sharing love. I appreciate you. Yeah, man. Make sure we get the likes up, y'all. I really feel good about this team moving forward.
Yeah.
But the stigma right now is the Cowboys can only beat bad teams. I don't really care about that too much, because if you watching film, I think me and Scott were talking about this off record. Like, the Giants have dudes on that D line. Their rookie corner followed 8-8. Their rookie corner did something that the Eagles corners wouldn't do. Deontay Banks actually he traveled.
Yeah.
So like they got guys. You gotta. It's hard to win in the NFL.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts? Yeah, talk to me about it.
I think that's a talking point for the most part. That just just to make conversation, because in real life, like if you ask them, okay, well, what's a good team and how many teams are good? You know what I mean? Because even you can be like watch this. Like, say we beat Seattle. Somebody will find a way to say, yeah, man, but Geno Smith ain't for real. You know what I mean? Like, what's your idea of a good team? Most of these teams we played hover around good somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like should the conversation be, we can't win in the playoffs or something like that? Yeah, I would rather you say we can't win in the playoffs, but we beat good teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's can you beat Philly, in which we can, because we beat Philly all the time. Like, can you beat Philly? Can you beat 49ers? If you go to the Super Bowl, you run into the Chiefs or the Ravens. Can you beat those teams? All the other teams, they'll find a way to make an excuse. Like you could beat the Dolphins on the 24th. And they'll be like, well, yeah, but the Dolphins don't beat good teams, so that don't matter. You can beat the Bills, and they can be like, yeah, but Josh Allen phony, and they're a sub 500 team or some shit. Like, they'll always find a way to shit on what you're doing. So I don't even really get into that. Like, good team, bad team don't matter. If you get to the playoffs and just do what you're supposed to do, they're not gonna care about your regular season record in the first place. And I know this because the Eagles beat damn Josh Johnson and Daniel Jones, and they get all the credit for going to the Super Bowl. So they don't care nothing about this. It's, can you win playoff games? I don't care about no good teams.
Beat two plumbers and acted like they're the best team. And that's the thing that is just like, man, okay, cool. Just remember, everything that y'all say, you're gonna have to stand on it. And I'm telling you now, all this, because listen, I've turned a corner on Dak, because if nothing else, like, I really had to sit back and think about this. Dog, Dak came in as a 4th round pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Day one, go take a team to the playoffs. Now, Tony Romo sat for 4 years before he started a game in the NFL.
Yes, sir.
Right? And Dak took his job. Dak had to go through this. That was 4 years before he even played a game, before his career even got going. Mm-hmm. Dak, everybody's path isn't the same. Dak is going to make mistakes even the rest of this year. But when you tell me a guy who's in control of a scheme, Dog, Dak out there playing with house money right now. Dak is out there really coaching on the field. He's in full control. And this is why I just wanted Mike to say, dog, play football. And Mike has done that. Mike has allowed him to play football.
Let me tell you how I know this offense grooving, Foots.
Yep.
You know,
JC.
you can tell like where your quarterback is cerebrally, based on how he does versus zone coverage, right?
Yeah.
So Dak's whole life, he beats the shit out of zone coverage. As of the past 4 games, he's still great versus zone coverage, but now he's better versus man coverage now.
What used to give him issues.
That's how you know we on to something. And that's not just a Dak Prescott thing. That's a goddamn scheme thing, Foots. Because we got the same wide receivers that couldn't get off Travarius Ward and whoever the hell played for the 49ers, right? But when you putting guys in motion, you moving guys around, you bump Ferguson out wide, and it moves everybody in, and now you got easier like man matchups or whatever, and you run your man routes and you run picks, and now you take Brandon Cooks, who's your best player, if they're in man coverage versus Brandon Cooks, and he's running a deep crossing route. Good luck to you. You're actually running plays that are advantageous, to your offense if you do run into a team that's running zone coverage. So Dak, so when Dak's numbers are high versus zone, that's about him. Yeah. When because Dak always gonna find somebody, but when Dak's numbers are high versus man,
yeah,
that means the wide receivers and the damn coaches is going crazy. That's what that means to me.
Yeah, and Wink ran a lot of man. I mean, that first drive, Dak's fitting that ball in there and slant game. I mean, that's it right there, Voch.
You know why? Because they watched the film versus San Francisco, and San Francisco ran man to beat the shut us with it.
Yeah, no. I think the game plan versus San Francisco, just throw it away. I mean, it's in the backyard.
I can't wait to see them again.
No, I want to play them again. I want to play them, and I want to go to San Francisco to play them. I know about the whole home record and this, that, and the third, but I'm telling you now, I want to go to San Francisco. Now,
something else, pseudo first. One more thing for you move on. One more thing that I love to see from Dak right now. Dak used to be I'm not throwing it to you unless you wide the hell open guy. So we didn't see a whole bunch of go balls, right?
Yeah.
Last week he threw 9 of them bitches. He threw 8 of them or something like that. Just go. Just whether you stacking, whether you fading, or whether or
you chance.
I'm gonna give you a shot. And Dak seems confident in the goal ball now. Whether it's the CD, whether it's the Cooks, or whether it's the man, y'all know how I feel about Gallup. Man, Gallup had the perfect day, 2 targets, whatever. That's a perfect day for Gallup. But they just feeling themselves a little more. If we get the run game going and we just start throwing the ball to Tony, run game and throwing the ball to Tony. That's all we need. That's all we got left.
Man, and so 2 things that I don't want to move on from, because I will say this: listening to Brian Schottenheimer, dog, it's like when you listen to Brian Schottenheimer. I know, Voch, you've coached before. I've been to a bunch of coaches' clinics. It's like you're in a coach's clinic. If you really listen, Dan gonna get up there. He gonna give you the run of the mill. I know Dan is totally different when he's with his players.
Yeah,
Schottenheimer. Listen to Shotty, dog. Yeah. He telling you, hey, listen, you can feel Brandon Cook's speed. We gonna get him going. Hey, you see, Fergie had them drops early. Dak went right back to him. He believes in his guys. Listen to it. Hey, by the way, Schottenheimer's offenses were known to do what? They were known to kind of get stagnant in Seattle. Run, play action. Run, play action. I'm not going to do that with Dak. He's done a self-scout.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
I know people didn't like Mike McCarthy. I'm telling you now, you guys know how I felt about Kellen Moore. Mm-hmm. I would much rather have Mike McCarthy and Brian Schottenheimer calling this offense than Kellen Moore. I'm sorry, but the biggest thing about those guys is they've seen it. And so they know, hey, if I don't do this, I'm going to be fired. If I don't, we have to change it right now. Not tomorrow. We got to change it during the bye now. This season, right? This season, we got to change these things. I can't just do what I want to do. Run game.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this, and I mean this, and throw tomatoes at the screen. I don't want to make Rico Dowdle the lead guy. So I just want to be clear about that. I know we live in a time, and we always love running back 2. Y'all love running back 2 last year, which was Tony Pollard.
They love.
I'm not ready to throw Tony Pollard away.
Foots. They love. Foots, they love running back five. You remember Gus Johnson was here and they was like, just play good. Yo, Voch, what about Bo Scarborough? Is he gonna play for? They love all the running backs that ain't running back one. Hell no.
I don't, and I'll tell you why. A few things. First of all,
Mm.
I don't think that our run scheme and our blocking scheme has been as clean as it needs to be.
No.
I don't know if they want to be a zone team. I don't know if they want to be a gap scheme.
Mm.
I don't know if they know who they want to be.
Mm.
Me personally, I would lean heavy on duo, and it would be right behind Tyler Smith until teams stopped it. Like the Bengals, when they went on their Super Bowl run, they really had a bad offensive line. People don't remember that.
It's still bad. It's still bad. That motherfucker ain't no better.
Hey, bro.
It ain't no better.
And listen, they leaned on double teams until they couldn't no more, and they let their three receivers cook. Literally, it was, we're going to stick that football in here. If those linebackers start inching up, we'll run slant behind it. We'll do all these types of things. I just don't want to, because what's going to happen is you're going to have a game where TP gets it going in the flats, where he gets it going as a runner. And I actually like having a bigger running back as a change-up guy.
Sure.
I like having a more physical running back as a change-up guy. What's your thoughts on Rico in this whole nine, Voch?
Nah, man. I just think and me
we
and
got 400 people in here, by the way. Shout out to y'all.
Appreciate y'all. Let me appreciate y'all. I was talking to Will Steele about this. And I was like, I think the amount of carries is fine, right? I just want Tony to start getting catches because that's what makes him great. Yeah. And I want Rico to get the Joe Randall treatment, right? So I think, Rico is a rhythm runner. You know what I'm saying? Rico gotta get in his groove. He gotta get a feel for the O-line. First, you coach, Rico one of them players that once he figures out how the other team operate, that's when he go, oh, you sweet. Okay, cool. And then he get going on a whole nother level. Then Rico is one of those guys, right? So when you put him in for 2 plays and his second play is explosive and you take him out the game, you're doing your offense and Rico a disservice. So what you have to do is give him the Joe Randall treatment. Tony Pollard, you get the first drive, get the second one, Rico get the whole third.
Yeah.
Rico get the whole third. Now, Tony, if you get tired within that drive, you can tap on your helmet. We'll put Rico in for a couple plays, put you back out there. But Rico needs his own drive and his own feel for the offense because these two running backs run differently. Yeah, and the one thing that you don't want is to rotate these guys as if they run equally, as if Tony run like Rico and Rico run like Tony. I was looking at the Giants, right? The Giants film from what we just watched, and it was a bunch of times that Burrito was on the field when Saquon was out there, and I'm like, the hell they doing this for? But I guess they just trying to figure out something. They just trying to do something to make it work. It's just that they I don't know, but if we got to line Tony up in some type of receiver formation or whatever, and then put Rico at running back and whatever you got to do to make it work, man, just do it creatively, but don't take it away from Rico. I mean, from CD. Don't take away from, Cooks and Ferguson and all that. Like make sure your main guys get their targets. Make sure your main running backs get their carries, but at least make sure that your guys get a rhythm. Make sure that they get a feel for the game. Schottenheimer came out and said this about Cooks. He said he wanted to get Cooks the ball early because when wide receivers get the ball early, they get a good feel for the game, and that's true. Yeah. The same goes with running backs. You can't give Rico too early carries and then go, all right, Rico, sit down the whole second half. It's crazy. So
yeah, that was a little strange. I agree.
Yeah, and just let the offense continue, the offensive line in particular, to continue to work their scheme and get healthy and get in their groove. Because I do think the more that they play, the better they're going to block things up because they got the talent for it. Yeah. Tyron Smith running back the clock. Tyler is an all-pro. Should be all pro this year.
All pro. First team.
First team. Zach is Zach. Terrence should be better. Biotis got help from both. From both his guards or whatever. So the O-line should be blocked fine. We just got to get going.
Last topic offensively, then we'll touch a little bit of the Panthers, Voch. I know Michael Gallup had the touchdown.
But it's finna be a short show because I ain't the Panthers. I ain't got a whole bunch of it, but
Bro,
I got
that's
you. I got you.
I really wanna say a few things about Michael Gallup because I loved him when we brought him in from Colorado State. I think that Michael Gallup has done us well.
Mhm.
But brother, those touchdowns did nothing for me. Well, that touchdown, that catch did nothing for me. I
I
love
ain't,
it.
I ain't changed my mind not one bit.
and
Not
and
one
and,
bit.
it, and this isn't an indictment on the player, but
Mhm.
it kind of is because I'm telling you now, when you get in the playoffs, you need guys who can run.
For for I
You
said this
gotta
on
have guys who can run, Voch.
I said this on volume, man. If you get Michael Gallup 10 targets, he'll give you 30 yards. If you get Brandon Cooks 10 targets, he'll give you 179.
Come on, man.
It
And
is
I
what it is, bro.
and there are gonna be people. Well, he reached up to 21 miles, and I get that in a straight line. The problem is this: when you play in San Francisco, who's now added Chase Young, you
Yeah.
don't have time. Like, bro, we got to get to windows now. Even if
Yeah.
we're trying to get down the field, which we want to.
Mhm.
Hey, homie, we got to be able to beat man coverage and get in windows now. And
And
so
Gallup has proven to you that he can't beat them one-on-ones versus San
two
Francisco.
games, he has
As
two
much as we
games.
tried to get it to you, you can't beat them one-on-one. So that ain't changed. This ain't changed nothing to me.
Oh yeah, and I mean, people got to remember, CD had a monster game last year versus San Francisco,
Yeah.
but Michael Gallup did not, and that was part of the reason why we went out and got Brandon Cooks. It was like, hey, you know, we can't let this happen again. I just want to keep everybody in mind because I think that is who we'll end up seeing down the road in the playoffs. I can just feel it, and so I just want people to understand that part. Yes, Gallup did get involved, but the pecking order now seems to me. I'm gonna be honest with you,
Mhm.
as much as I do love Cooks, I'm gonna lean a little bit more on Sky's guy Ferguson. I'm gonna tell you why. I didn't realize he had that much juice as a route runner. Like
Yeah.
most tight ends, post up guys, corner out. Dog, he really stretches the middle of the field
Man,
well.
man, Ferguson ran a whip pivot, whatever y'all want to call it, in and out disco. He ran one of them versus Warner, had his ass spinning.
Come on.
Yeah, yeah.
So my target
It's San
share
Fran.
would be CD,
Mm-hmm.
Ferguson and Cooks right here.
Yeah,
Tony a hair below.
sure.
However, you got to get that done, and you get that done. So that's kind of like my thoughts. Anything else on this offense, Voch?
We don't disagree. We don't disagree. CD should get all of them. And look, if sometimes Ferguson get 8 and Cooks get 6, that's cool. If
Yeah,
Cooks get 9 and Ferguson get 4, it's cool. But 2 and 3 should be Cooks and Ferg. Everybody else just get in where you fit in. I agree.
I think big games. I don't want CD leaving that game having less than 12 targets. Now, how he
But
gets
I will say, Tony being one of your best players, you need to find a way. Even if you got to throw it to him, right? Do like Minnesota does, right? Minnesota run the ball by just throwing it to people sometimes, right? If you got to throw it to CD just to get him going, throw it to Tony Pollard just to get him going as an extension of the run game, I'll do it.
you're
As
not mad
opposed
at
to just
that.
running him up a gap.
Let me ask you this. Let's throw a quick curveball in here because we got time and we're not gonna really talk too much about the Panthers. I mean, we're gonna beat the brakes all the Panthers. O-line trash.
Sure.
It's gonna be slow for Bryce, and Bryce is my guy.
Yeah.
Voch, is there a chance that we see Martavius Bryant get involved? I mean, I'm always kind of leery about bringing a guy along during the season, but Will brought him in, and we trust Will. Is there a chance that he has any role in this offense?
Listen, dog, we just learned how to get Brandon Cooks going, dog. Like we just invented fire. You know what I'm saying? Boy, look, Turpin gonna come back and we go like, I don't know what to do with all this. And I mean, if Martavis can get in, if Martavis can simply be what T.Y. Hilton was last year, then we might be on to something. But I gotta see it. Martavis, at least T.Y. had played the year before. I ain't seen Martavis playing a long time, so I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair. So, all right, we talk target share, we talk offense. Voch,
Mhm.
we got to talk about a Panthers team who
Sure.
is terrible versus the run.
Yeah.
Offense has no identity. They're now about to switch play callers again. So
Frank Wright.
it was Frank Wright. Frank Wright gave it up. Now Frank Wright says if
He's taking it back.
he's taking it back, and I don't think that he's on the hot seat, but they have look very bad, and they do have pieces. Like they did they do have Chuba Hubbard, who the
Mhm.
organization felt good about moving on from McCaffrey. They do have Miles Sanders. They do have Adam Thielen, although Thielen is washed. They
Mhm.
have drafted Terrace Marshall and your one of your favorite players, Mingo Voch.
Yep.
And
North Mingo. Yep.
and then you did bring in Bryce Young.
Yep.
And I think the biggest issue with that team is, to me, the offensive line is just horrendous.
Sure.
Aquanu Voch, what the hell? He sucks now. You
Coach
used to be
matters, man.
decent. Yeah.
Coach matters. You know, when you 340 pounds and you move good, you know what I'm saying? If you go to a good offensive line coach and you a good moving, pass blocking 340-pound offensive lineman, boy. But if you go to some nonsense and your coaches keep changing, you might just get fat.
Yeah,
So
nah.
I'll tell him.
So do you see anything from the Panthers where you say, this could be a game, or is it
Nah, because I feel like you play units of people.
right?
Carolina, they may have a person per unit.
Yeah, Brian Burns.
You know what I'm saying? Like but we've played entire D linemen where like entire D lines where everybody's a gangster on the damn D line. You know what I mean? Derek Brown's a good player, but you just into Dexter Lawrence and them. And the week before, you like Quentin Williams was around and Hargrave was like, well, you've seen this before. You shouldn't be scared of their run game because you shut down every other running back not named James Conner this year. You don't worry about it. Adam Thielen shouldn't scare you because Cooper Kupp didn't really go crazy versus you like that. You know what I mean? Bryce holds the ball and gets sacked. He
does, bro, and that's my guy.
We sack quarterbacks quickly. You know what I mean? You can't hold the ball this week. You know what I mean? So they got dudes like we respect, but man, dog, like I always go back to the I think that the Jets was the best defense that we've played this year. Like they got 8 pass rush a day. You gotta respect. They can't even keep them all active.
Right.
They got 2 of the best linebackers in the game, right. Quincy and Mosley.
Yeah. Both really good players.
And they got fantastic corners. One of them was an all-pro rookie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when I see defenses like this and they go, yo, Voch, JC Hornback, I'm like, all right, perfect. But we've seen the Jet secondary with Sauce Gardner in it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, we got to show up and play, and it's an away game and all that. But we should be the shot the same, man. I don't lose rest. That'll be fine. That'll be good.
Yeah, I think one of the things that you said, Bryce holding the ball too long, I think that's the issue. Yeah. I think the problem is there is no scheme, and now you're switching back play callers. Yeah. That's never a good thing. I don't care what anybody says for the cohesion. I mean, you talk about with the Bills, who we play later. I mean, dog, you playing against a defense who plays as fast as us. I don't know if you want to be trying stuff in game. I do want to ask you one thing that was kind of underhandedly reported, and Micah came out and talked about it. What are your thoughts about Micah's usage on his defense and how he should be used, Voch? I don't know if Micah likes playing off ball. You can kind of hear it in his tone. I mean, I think if he is going to play off ball, I think he just wants to cross up guards and just go get the quarterback. But like asking him to cover, I don't know if he wants to do that because let's be honest, Michael wants to get to the quarterback. I mean, and pressure sometimes aren't enough. It's a cool stat, but like I think Michael wants to get to the quarterback, and I think that he gets doubled so much and chipped so much that like, what's your vibe with Michael?
I think Dan has earned enough grace to where he could put Micah at corner, and I wouldn't say a word to him.
Respect.
I wouldn't say a word to him, and Micah could get mad. I mean, it's fine. It's okay. He's one of those players. It's football, It's football,
bro. Like you're not gonna have a happy guy.
Skinny Lamb got mad because he wasn't getting the football. You know what I'm saying? Tony might get mad one day. Rico got mad. Allegedly, Rico got mad. If Brandon Cooks got mad, maybe it was quiet because he's a veteran and he just knows how to move in that way. Sam Williams got mad and started tweeting. It's football, man.
And then started playing better.
So I playing better too. It's an emotional game, you know what I'm saying? So good, Michael, get mad and whoop somebody.
Right, you gonna be on the field. You playing football, so
yeah, get mad.
I think it is what it is. Voch, we'll hit one more topic and then we'll get out of here, man. Let me go ahead and hit this quick sponsor real quick. Hey, listen, anybody in here, man, needs insurance. This video is brought to you by the Real Insurance Lady. It gets you all your health services, your health insurance needs in less than 7 minutes. I gotta get better with these drops. Make sure y'all check them out. Everything will be in the description box. Much love to them. Much love to Voch Lombardi. Voch Lombardi producing, man. Like, only I can get Voch Lombardi produce. Give me a drop of something, Voch. What we doing?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Come on, man. Come on. Voch. I think I want to ask you this, and I want to get out of here. Voch, do we have the best receiver in the NFL on our team? And will he lead the league in receiving yards in the year? Because you realize he's only about, I think he's less than 100 yards behind A.J. Brown. He's not too much farther behind Tyreek Hill. Is CeeDee Lamb the best all-around receiver in the NFL right now?
If you put production and ability to be creative and
run after cash,
toolbox, yak, and all that kind of stuff, is he the best? I mean, I'll take Tyreek Hill. You know what I'm saying? I'll take
Tyreek. Just it's stupid, bro.
Look, like you know, we got CeeDee Lamb. Bro. We got CeeDee Lamb, but if we take Tyreek Hill and just throw him the ball 15 times, boy, what did that look like? You know what I mean?
But hold on. Now let me stop you hold on. Let me fight for CeeDee real quick, bro.
That's fair. That's fair.
Do you see CeeDee when he gets the ball? How violent he runs?
CeeDee is an incredible yak. This is finally what we've been talking about. You know, when he was in college. If you watch CeeDee's like the last year he was against Texas or whatever, right? That dude that'll get 10 catches and you just couldn't tackle him. Like that's the dude that we watch film on, right? And you know sometimes it takes time to get to that, right? It takes reps. It takes years and peanut butter and shit, and CeeDee had to get bigger and thicker to get there. He's there now, so now he looks like Oklahoma guy just in time to get paid. By the way, he looks like Oklahoma CeeDee now. So, but and Oklahoma CeeDee was a bad boy. You know what I mean? That's my wide receiver one. So, shit, I don't hate what you're saying. I don't hate what you're saying.
Okay, I got Voch to give me the political answer, y'all. Give him a clap for the politics.
Man, CeeDee better than all them cats, dog. He number one.
Let's go. There we go, Voch. We ain't worried about nothing. Hey, listen, I'm gonna say he better than AJ Brown. He's a better route runner. This is my problem with people who make the slot argument. It's so dumb because you didn't say that. You didn't say that when Cooper Kupp was in the slot. You said, "Oh, Sean McVay's the smartest coach in the world when he's in the slot." Nobody said that.
AJ and Tyreek go in the slot. They all go in the slot.
Mike McDaniel he's from the Sean McVay and Shanahan tree. He puts Tyreek Hill in the slot all the time.
All the time.
But when we do it, it's a slot boy. He's just down the third. No, they don't have anybody who could guard him. And no, by the way, he had 3 catches on Slay. 2 of them were contested. Like, what are we talking about? If AJ Brown had 200 yards, we wouldn't hear the end of it. He had a quiet 200. And he could probably do it again this week if the run game doesn't get going because, you know, their run defense sucks. But my point is, if you would have gave the same target share that you gave to A.J. Brown early on, CeeDee Lamb might be leading the league in receiving. And we said this. You can go back. There's videos. Go fact check it. There's videos of me and Voch saying that CeeDee Lamb has more ability than Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup when he was drafted. He has more ability. Would he reach it? We don't know. Justin Blackmon never reached it. We don't know. But did he have the ability? He had the ability. And now we see it. And that's a credit to Mike. Everybody wanted to fire Mike week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, come on now. And so and the only thing is this offense is going to keep getting better, man. Voch, thank you for joining us, man. After your show, you came on my show, man, and and can we give either Voch a prayer hand or can we give him clap emojis? And everybody, we got 400 people in here. I need to see a lot of clap emojis in here. Come on, producer Voch. This is what producer Voch looks like. Come on, y'all. We're not going nowhere until we get them claps. Come on. I will not end service until everybody is at the pulpit. I'm not gonna do it.
What's this button? Okay, that's what. Okay. What's this?
You bring American money.
Okay, yes. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I got you.
We offer Christ to you. I'm gonna start singing. Don't play with me. We're gonna start singing. We're gonna go up. Hey, listen, Voch.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you.
Hey, we really appreciate y'all. We just having fun, man. Let's have a great game. Let's get out of this game injury free. We at home, right?
We're in Carolina.
We're in Carolina.
And then we got Wizards, Seahawks, and Eagles at the house, back to back to back.
They think they hate us now.
Oh, they gonna.
Hey, bro,
they gonna like us.
they hate me now.
Oh, don't let Sam Howell go out there and get clapped up, dog. They don't know.
The problem is they can't block us. There's
Yeah,
a lot of teams that can't
they-
block us.
They definitely-
And then, like I try to tell Eagles fans, hey, dog, y'all gonna miss Goddard. That's a hell of a safety valve.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys are following at Voch on Twitter. Make sure. What's your Twitter, Voch? I'm gonna put it in the
VOCHLOMBARD. I appreciate y'all. Gracias. How
man.
do I say thank you in French, chat? How do I say thank you in Italian? Give me those words.
Make sure that I want to tweet it out. Voch Lombardi at Voch Lombardi at Foot's the King. We love y'all, man. Voch got to go drink some more water, and I gotta go. I'm probably gonna watch some film. Maybe watch some basketball tonight. We love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Have a great evening. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Peace.